Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Frozen North in fantasy, because in reality, fuck, man, it's real hot in the Pacific Northwest. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. I'm really excited to dive into a frosty, frozen, sub-zero world with you all. So welcome. If you're new to the stream, we are playing through Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden, which is a full-length campaign from Wizards of the Coast. I had the privilege of being one of the writers of this adventure, so this is extra fun, extra special for me. I get to torture, all these people here with words I published in a book. You can pick up at Barnes & Nobles or whatever. So, yeah, that's that. Sorry, I'm also very hot, so it's going to be an interesting game, everybody.
Damn right you are.
Yeah! Yes, I am! In all the ways. I should also say that Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden is a horror game. This is a horror campaign. You can expect graphic, scary themes to come up in the course of this game. Specifically for tonight, our content warnings are graphic body horror. So if that is something that you do not feel up to handling this evening, this may not be the game for you to watch. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive in. Hey, everybody, my name is Celeste Conowitch, and tonight I will be your Dungeon Master.
And I'm Joe. I'll be playing Gab Herkenstone, your North fighter. I'm
Katie, and I'm going to be playing Minerva Tinkerbobble, your human wizard.
Well, howdy, y'all. I'm Sage, and I'll be playing your Furbolg Centaur Druid combo, Inga Selenin.
What happened?
What is going on?
You've changed, man.
You've changed.
Kill it!
Kill it with fire!
Oh man, and I'm Vincent playing your real curly-haired mom, your Hexblade Warlock, Veronica Carnell.
Oh boy, yes. So we had quite a game last time. We're hanging out in Arl's fortress. The goddess of winter. It's been super good times. But you know what? I shouldn't tell you about it. Why don't you all give us a recap? What happened last time on Rime of the Frostmaiden?
Oh man, it was a great time overall. Big wolf man showed up, like weird kind of jaw thing, was like, I'm gonna murder all of you, especially that little boy right there. And we're all just like, whoa. Not today, no. Satan.
No.
It was the Wolf King, right?
Wolf King, yep, of one of the other tribes. So essentially, like, Gob became a symbiote, latched onto his back, and just wouldn't let go.
Yeah, awesome.
Inga's like, form of tree.
Yeah.
Totally badass. It was like, yep. Yeah. Christmas tree of doom. Doom.
Yeah. Shit got lit.
Minnie showed up and was like, I don't know what's going on, but that thing over there looks real bad, and just started lobbing acid from, a ways away. And we're like, all right, cool. Clearly they're on our side, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, Minnie, you got introduced back into the game. So tell us a little bit what happened to you? How did Minnie get here?
Awkward, but Minnie's old flame showed up. He was also once a flame in front of all of us in a previous episode, as when we walked into a city, he was being burnt to death. But
that was him.
Yeah, he said so.
Yeah, he casually mentioned it, but none of you really brought it up. So, but yep. He was definitely the guy you saw burning to death in East Haven. You didn't get an explanation about that.
Questions, yeah.
We were a little busy.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on.
But yeah, so he shows up with his white buddy, Krintas, who watches...
His white buddy,
White
Krintas.
with a GH?
What did I say?
White.
White. His white buddy,
oh, fuck. I don't know, man. I went to
bed
bed for it.
It's the same. It was just hilarious. It was just
I feel attacked.
Necromancers only be surrounding themselves with the same 7 white friends.
Right. I like diversity in my
I only know
undead.
white people.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck?
Anyway, so he shows up. Minnie talks to him, and basically he agrees to take her to her friends to meet up with them in exchange for getting on Valian's good side, because they had been traveling companions to go find this big discovery in this place that I can't remember the name of.
Yeah, the crashed city, the Nethery city that is trapped inside the glacier.
And yeah, so they use this one-time teleportation spell that he has saved up, and they get there, and Minnie pops in and is like, "My babies," and jumps right into action.
Yeah, I think we should probably actually say too, like, this relationship you have with Dazan is actually the character secret you had in the beginning. Like you had, it was, I think it's the old flame secret that you rolled up, which is like at any time you get to choose an NPC you encounter, and you had a previous romantic relationship with them, so.
And they will help you too.
Yeah, and they will help you because of that relationship. It was a positive relationship.
Which was pretty interesting, being an 84-year-old woman trying to figure that out. So the little break actually helped. I was like, please help me. I don't know who to bring this up with. I feel like my one chance was that like guy who doesn't know where he is in the first city, and that's past. So
the drunk dragonborn in the snow. Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, the guy who owned the store.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, Minnie showed up.
Yeah, that's another question for you all that no one has answered, that this guy is apparently he looks like he's about 30 years old, so
Angel.
Oh. Interesting.
Wizard taste.
Yeah, but so Minnie showed up, got involved in the fight. How'd that fight go?
Very well,
Yeah,
actually. Like
his ass.
there was a lot of murder. We're like,
one little thing happened.
It wouldn't go down though. It kept springing back up, and burn it with fire and all this. And we finally got a subtle hint from the gods that silver was the way to go. And I think the little wolf prince that we were protecting caught a glint in the snow and went for a dagger, and
he pulled the ceremonial dagger off of his mother's dead body.
It was fine.
Everything's fine.
This game is fun, everybody.
Totally fun. Hashtag white friends.
Yeah. We're all
so dark, and then that.
Please don't hashtag that.
Good.
No.
Oh no! Please no.
Let's see. That dagger found its way into the wolf's brain, and then it was like a spirit wolf came down and escorted the little prince to some wild ass destiny.
Yeah.
And we were left licking our wounds. Gob got pretty torn up by the old
yeah, you got bit.
Nasty. Yeah.
You got bit and you failed a constitution saving throw, didn't you? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. And then, so with that, the little prince was led off into the snow by this wolf spirit, and you all came back into the fortress. And what happened then?
Awkward introductions.
Yep.
Super
and
awkward
a snack break.
introduction and a snack break.
But we did get Valian to, for the time being, agree to continue to work with Dazan.
Yeah.
She's not happy about it, but
is she happy about anything realistically?
She loves her kobold. She's happy when she looks at them.
Yeah.
We all love her kobolds. That's the only reason we're keeping her around.
Love her, so
it's so cute. It's the only redeeming quality. No, she's cool. I actually like her low-key. Maybe not in character, but
she's just busy. She got shit to do, man.
Yeah, man, she's a badass.
Don't we all? Like, come on.
So speaking of, you took your snack break. Then what happened? What'd you got?
So we completed the final challenge door. Something unlocked, and it was it the tomb of the big frozen lady?
No, you didn't go in the frozen lady tomb. Oh, okay. You went in the wall opposite, and you went into like that shrine.
That's right. And there's a two statuesque figures, and then huge, and in the center there was like a pedestal that had the book we were looking for on it, right?
Yeah. So you read some like there was a cool room where you're like, ooh, the principles of the Frostmaiden, where you
That's
got to
right.
learn about special snowflakes and preservation and
We're all
stuff.
feel the
And then you
snowflakes.
walk to the next room, and yeah, there was the Codicil of White, which was the book that you all have been looking for. And it had that spell in the back to open up the Reggae Glacier, so you can go now down into it and find the lost city of Netheril.
That's right.
Woo!
Yeah.
And then,
And
You tore a
then
page and
then-
blacked out.
Yeah,
and
Veronica
then,
Loud.
tore a page out of it, and all the wizards were like,
clutching their wizard pearls.
right, like, oh god, like
I
I just
have
took their
real
baby
ones.
or something.
Yeah.
And as we're all standing there talking about it, we hear a loud boom or thud on top or on the ceiling, and we're like, oh great, mom's home.
Time to
Yeah, so that is great recap, everybody. A lot happened. So that is where we're going to be diving in today. You all are standing in that room that you had fought so hard to get through by, surviving all of these trials, proving yourself worthy to the Frostmaiden to pass through this final door into the room with the Codicil of White, which of course you had taken up. You'd torn the page out, given that to Velian, and then Veronica, I believe you have the book now that you kind of shoved down your shirt at this moment. And as you all had kind of been talking about what to do, whether to like get out of here, deal with Arl, the fortress suddenly around you had shook as a massive weight landed somewhere high above you. And it's pretty safe to assume that that weight is Arl coming home on the back of this rock that she has ensorcelled to be her companion to cast this spell nightly over Icewind Dale. So the walls and the floor around you come still, and you had heard that last like ring out cry of that bird's shriek from somewhere far above. And I think, both Dazan and Krintos and also Velian look panicked. Velian has been a very big proponent of not fighting Arl this entire time. So she's just kind of looking at you all like, what do we do?
We run. Let's go.
Wait, hold on. Gather around real quick. Make it so it'll be easier to sneak through her castle. And she'll huddle everyone up and she'll cast Pass Without a Trace.
How many people can that affect? Because we've got like 5
There's
kobolds.
four
A
of
veil of
us.
shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions. So as long
Wow.
as each creature within 30 feet of me that I choose has a
Damn.
plus 10.
Oh, nice. Because, yeah, at this point we have an army, a veritable army of NPCs following you all around.
Basically.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. This is good. Yeah, okay, awesome. So is the plan just to go kind of back the way you came? So up into that center ice ring, past Ukama, up the stairs where you encounter all those smoking little mephits, down the hall, out the doors, and try to make your way back to the edge of the island?
Unless there's the back door.
You have not seen a back door.
Damn.
Yeah, I think it makes more sense to go the way that we came rather than try and futz around with unknown
But,
territory.
Right. The last time we did that, we had to fight Frost Giant. Even though he was old, he almost killed me. We're going back the way we came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to backtrack double time.
Yeah. So
Double time.
so you do, yeah, and you're walking, and Gob, like this whole time, I mean, you have all kind of healed, you took that little rest, but like that bite that you sustained, it still like burns, and you feel weird. Sort of like
Anybody
how you
else hot?
feel, yeah, like after you drink like too many energy drinks, like, and you go into that like just
Vibrating.
like
Like,
that
"Ugh."
hyper aware but like twitchy
Got
kinda
the
state.
shakes.
Yeah, like you're so aware of like the smells and the sights and the sounds around you. But it's strange as you're trying to be quiet. It feels like you're just having to force yourself to sneak and to be quiet as you are moving alongside your party. So everyone, going from the dungeon up to that first level and trying to get out of the hallway, why don't we go ahead and make a group stealth check, see how we do here.
Yeah, plus 10.
Actually, Joe, would you mind keeping on rolling for Velian, and Katie, if you
sure.
want to roll for Dazan. I believe you. Did I send you his stat block? Okay, let me show it to you. They both have their own stat blocks on D&D Beyond, which is like super nice.
21.
28.
Whoa.
See.
Whoa.
Gob got a 30.
Oh my god.
Villian got a natural 1.
Shocking.
Plus
Dang.
10.
Plus 10. Oh, yeah. 11, whatever it is.
Well, we're doing a group. Well, I mean, I think that's enough of you. That was 4 of you who passed. So even if Dazan totally eats it too, you make up for it as you all are creeping by. So you move down that long hallway. Again, that like with the really, really tall ceiling, since this whole fortress was built for frost giants. And you can't help but notice like every step, every movement. You didn't really notice it before, but this castle is just made of ice. So just the echoing that happens, even the slightest sound seem to ring large in your ears. And from somewhere up above, you do hear, kind of scratching sounds, like maybe great talons of a bird that's kind of roosting down for the night. And that just haunts you as you make your way out of the set of double doors here. And immediately that biting wind and frost hits you. And now it's at the full, night right before dawn would happen. So it's at its coldest point now as you were trying to make your way down the giant steps and out towards the island here. So let's go ahead and do one more stealth check to make it towards that big dock.
21. Sorry, 22.
28.
I've got a 29. Villian got a natural 2 this time.
Christ alive. Can someone pick her up and carry
Twisted her
her?
ankle.
Carry this woman!
God, Minnie's over here quiet as a mouse. Villian just tripping over her foot. Like,
She's got a +1 to her dex.
Oh, Katie, you muted.
I said, yeah, I actually rolled like butts, but I used a lucky and then I got a 20. So
There you
I'm
go.
go.
great.
we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pulling the stuff up, but I got a 15 on the die for Dazan, so I think
he
he's
is
fine.
+0, which is, shocking.
Still 25.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so you're fine. Velian is having a little bit of trouble, but, maybe it's because all her kobolds have to stay really close to her because you're all sneaking, so they're, like, kind of tripping her and, like, they're like a bunch of toddlers, trying to hang on to her.
One of them their foot just falls off because it's like rotted. So it's just like,
She has to
And
pick
she
it up
goes
and put it in
down,
her
like-
pocket and, like, lift up the kobold like a little baby because it's sad.
oh my God.
So she's having a hell of a time. But you make it out towards that dock where Ongajuk dropped you off, and you can see like just vaguely in the distance because again heavy mist hangs down
Good.
around this island, but every once in a while you catch the flap of massive wings, like just the edge, the glint of a wing coming from up on top of that fortress. And you figure like on top of that ice crown that forms that Grimskala, it must have its nest, and it's probably the entire size of the top of this fortress.
There's a big bird.
It's probably delicious, but now's not the time.
I have a cool. Let's see. I have Frostmaiden on Burb art that I put on-
Frostmaiden on bird. Like,
on Burb.
I would go to a museum to see that
cool,
piece.
It's all white. Hell yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Yeah, as you can see her, she's so little, and how big the bird is compared to the fortress. Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is an everything bagel. Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not fighting that right now.
Mm-mm.
well, because what's fun is you would have to fight the rock and a god at the same time, so
Oh.
that's really cool. Good choice, everybody. So, but you seem to have successfully made it to this point without the bird noticing you, or if it has, it hasn't reacted in any way. So you do remember Ongajuk said that she would have her dolphins basically in her narwhals nearby. So if you can get their attention, Ongajuk will know to come to you.
We said the sign would be to drop a glass in the water.
So, so you want to head over to like, where the waves are kind of lapping against the edge here, so there's just enough ice, like, break for you to drop something down. And,
Indeed.
yeah. So you do. You drop something down there, and you hear like a from above as you see just the edge of a little gray, bottle tip nose kind of comes out, and one of these dolphins, and it opens up its mouth and its wide jaws like and kind of a smile at you all, and waves its head like this side to side.
Taxi.
Taxi. Norky, go get go get Angajuk.
And it goes and dips down below the water. So
Oh God, for a second I thought I wasn't here for that part. So I was like, are we about to get in this fucking water? Because no fucking way we're surviving.
Oh no.
well,
No,
I
dear.
mean, this would probably be pretty weird for Minnie at this moment that Inga just dropped something in the water and a dolphin came up and
We
Oh,
fought
yeah,
a dragon
that's right.
made out
You
of
weren't
crystal.
there.
Like,
No.
I mean, there's no context for why this dolphin was just waiting
I'll
here.
keep it a surprise. Minnie,
Inga-
you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
I'm gonna trust you on that one, Gob. I don't. Okay.
I mean, how else do you think we got here? No teleportation spells for us.
I'm sorry, I only had one of those. I had to use one to get out of a bad spot before, but and they're quite expensive. So, Dazan says sheepishly.
Oh, sure.
No response.
Well, I can't wait to see what happens next. This is fucking weird.
It is. We made friends with a whale. It's very great.
This is some weird druid shit again. I'm gonna leave this one to you and just be happy we're friends.
Again, out of all the things that we've seen here in Icewind Dale, this is the
is
hill
the
that you're gonna
weirdest.
die on.
Yeah.
Fought
Oh.
a dragon made of crystal.
It could be any hill, Veronica. Trust me.
No, that's not what I'm. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. So you all wait, and the minutes stretch on uncomfortably as you continue to hear the sounds of this, massive bird moving around on top of the fortress. Yeah. And it just echoes across the whole barren island. But after about 5 minutes or so, you see that the large chunks of ice that coat the surface of this ocean start to move as something very large is clearly moving just underneath them. And the same dolphin sort of pops back up and goes, clearly asking you something.
Yeah, she'll cast speak with animals.
Okay. Yeah. And it's like, you ready to go?
Oh yes, let's go. And she motions everyone onto the giant fucking docks.
Yeah. Okay, this has to be quick, because that's a big bird.
She gives a big thumbs up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the dolphin pops back down, and you see, the big brown scarred back of Ongajuk pops up, and the ice flows, coursing away from where she is, and you see the big saddle thing that's strapped onto her back, and you all can all, it's a short little hop down onto it.
Yeah.
The gods
man.
is happening today.
We're going for a bubble ride.
Okay. Oh, hold on to my hand, somebody.
Come
I'm not
on, Minnie
good
dear,
with
let's
seafaring.
go.
Yeah. And Dazan looks terrified as, he
Come
kind of
on, you big baby.
gingerly
You get the next ride,
crawls
buddy.
down. So you all, crowd onto this saddle, and in moments, you all begin to descend. And Minnie, at that point, when the water, starts to rush down, and you're just preparing yourself for that frigid cold, you close your eyes, and as you open them, you realize it never came. You're looking around you now as you're submerged in, the turquoise water of the ocean here, and this magical bubble has been conjured over the saddle, like putting you all in this kind of pocket of air as Ongajuk swims down and down very, very quickly. You can tell she's trying to get away from the surface as fast as possible to avoid any sight at this point. And you hear a voice speaking to you in common as Ongajuk addresses you all and says, "I'm glad you're okay."
Thanks. You too.
Thanks for the speedy rescue.
Yeah, thank you, Uncle Duke. I pat the tongue or the saddle. I suppose. And I'm a little confused right now. I'm gonna lay down.
For sure. And Ongajuk will say, "There are more of you. You welcome, friends."
Oh, a pleasure. Magic is fucking dope.
80 plus years, and now you're just realizing it.
Oh, I realize it every time I cast something out of these old fingers. All the arthritis.
All of the arthritis. Right.
Crack.
Speaking of magic, Veronica, how's about you pass that book on over so I can fix it?
Oh yeah, this one. She will toss it over to Minnie and walk over to Gob and kind of like kneel down on her feet, and then she'll grab his head and just like lay it on her lap.
You feed me? Would you feed me with some rations?
Oh my god.
I don't feel good.
You're not dying, but okay. Literally take like
4 hours.
right. Literally like takes rips a piece of cloth, like soaks it in some water from our alchemist jug and like puts it like on his head and then starts like gingerly feeding him rations. If you take one of my fingers off, I'm gonna hit you.
Thank you, Veronica.
Yeah.
Cute.
I can't even stand it.
Right, like everyone's just like, oh god, it's
Everybody's
so cute.
like, we're all in the same bubble. Ugh.
He's gonna
I'm
throw up in the
sick.
corner.
And you see, I mean, Minnie, as the book is like hurled at you, both Velian and Dazan are just like, they're like scooting just closer, just scooting closer to you to like look at the book more now with you. So very quickly you're going to be crowded by wizards who are just kind of looking over your shoulder, like making sure you're going to do it right, you know.
And your Kool-Aid.
That reading over the shoulder is so annoying.
Yeah.
She just kind of like very pointedly kind of like juts out her elbows and she's like, "Back up, nerds. I'm happy to share, but give me a fucking second."
What nerds? Like
And they do, you know, like kind of scoot away and like wait. Dazan like, you know, folds his arms in his red robes and like kind of sits there looking at you. And Velian pretends not to care.
God,
pretend.
the apathy.
Can
The
she roll for
apathy.
that? Like in her natural one? Like
I think that's her resting like face.
Oh,
you
no.
know?
Yeah.
Cold
Oh.
indifference is her
Oh my
resting
God.
expression.
Minnie is just like casting mending on this page as you just see like little fibers kind of weave back together the piece of the book that was taken out of the binding. And she's just mumbling to herself about like wizards who don't want to share. Like, it was like, "Oh, this spell's only for me. I'm going to present it. Oh, I'm just so special."
Yeah. Hey, welcome, Raiders. We're riding on a magic
Hey.
whale right now. Yay! Yeah, and you know, as you all kind of get settled and comfortable, you know, as Ongajuk is now flowing freely underwater, and you can see that there is a whole battalion of like dolphins and narwhals on either side of her, kind of joyfully bringing up the Ongajuk parade here. She'll reach back out to you all and say, "Where did you want to go? The same place or somewhere else?"
I mean, the wizards, have any of you wizards figured out where to go or, you know, how to cast the spell from that page?
And they both kind of look at you, both Dazan and Velian, almost at the same time. It's sort of freaky, and they're like, Velian's like, yes, obviously, we need to take it to the Reged Glacier. It is the largest, the one that clearly has damage in it. That would be probably the only place large enough to conceal an entire city.
Don't tell me, tell the whale.
Well,
Tell it to the whale.
I
Tell it to
suppose
the whale.
the issue with that is the glacier is in the far northeastern point of Icewind Dale. We are currently at its westernmost peak, so we have to decide how we want to get there. It will probably involve a great deal of overland travel. I doubt the whale can exit the Sea of Moving Ice. So let's pull up the map so we can kind of look.
Yeah.
Let's look at this map here.
I don't know. It might be off, guys. I only travel by bubble whale from here on out. So
Yeah.
see ya.
So
Spoiled now, yeah.
Let's see if we can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and make this map bigger. So if we all look on Zesing, so right now you are in the northwest, so the Sea of Moving Ice. This is where you are moving through, and then the Reged Glacier, as you can see on the far northeastern side here.
On
He's
the
a ways
clear other
away.
side of Icewind
The
Dale.
whole other damn side of Icewind Dale. So
Ugh.
basically, Ongajuk could drop you off like closer to the Ten Towns area, or she could drop you off at, the very northeastern edge of the Sea of Moving Ice, and you could just cut directly across the land there. That would be faster, probably, but there's basically just wilderness between you and the glacier. It's sort of up to you guys how you wanna do this.
How are we doing on supplies and that sort of
Yeah.
thing?
I think you are probably good on supplies. I imagine that Dazan would have come also with a lot of stuff preparing for this trip, and then Velian seems to have been like stockpiling.
Stocked.
Yeah, for this, because they have both known, like, hey, yes, they figured out we need to get to the glacier as the next step, and all they needed was the book to open the glacier. So now they're like, let's go to Netheril right now. Yes. Let's do it.
We can
I
find
mean-
a way in the wilderness, I suppose.
Belly-Ann, what about your sled dogs?
Oh. Yeah, I guess the dogs are back at the thing. Well, if we are going directly east across, I mean, they're not going to be terribly useful. It is a lot of mountain terrain. But either way, we could go pick them up or not. I mean, those dogs are smart. They'll chew themselves free.
Oh, wait, they're all undead. Never mind. Veronica was about to get really like up and natty, but then
No,
she's
they're
like,
all
oh wait.
they're all dead. She's like, yeah, they'll untie themselves and just run off into the wilderness. They can literally sit there forever. So they'll be fine.
Necromancy. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go over mountains.
I can always
this
make
is-
more.
Yeah. We can find a way. We can hoof it, straight shot. Probably the easiest.
Yes, it doesn't really seem like there's going to be too much, even if we do go in the city by means of potion and everything.
No,
Though-
particularly not after a dragon attack, I suspect.
I think we may as well just go for it and take on the wilderness. Inga knows this place. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
I have complete faith.
Yeah, Inga, why don't you go ahead and just give me a nature with advantage to see what you know about kind of that trek between you here in the Sea of Moving Ice and the glacier.
Yeah, I mean, just off the bat, she would say, it will be literal shit show.
Yeah.
And
Everything about Icewind Dale is, honey. It's fine.
Yeah, true that.
And then she will get an 18 on her nature check.
Yeah. So you would know that is the territory where the Regeg tribes mostly live, that kind of north to the east. I mean, that's why the glacier is named thus, or the people are named after the glacier, because that long stretch is where they inhabit most. Your family and a lot of the centaurs you associated with were from that like eastern and kind of southeast part, closer to the mountains.
Yeah.
You do know that this area does have a lot of mountains, a lot of hills. It will be pretty brutal to travel. You know that this area is very populated with monsters, specifically white dragons, ice trolls. You have heard that there are Goliath settlements as well in this area. You've never actually seen them. The Goliath are very solitary people. But they could potentially be an ally. If you did run into a friendly ragged tribe, that would probably be good. But, you know, you're as likely to run into an unfriendly one, the tiger or a wolf tribe, maybe. I don't know. You all have now some experience.
Good
with the
people.
tribes.
Good people.
I mean, I know a little bit about Goliaths, considering my little brother is one of them.
Oh.
But yeah, no, that still doesn't sound fun at all.
Yeah. Ingo will definitely relate all this to you. It's like we will be fighting the entire way there.
On brand.
Well, I hired adventurers for a reason. If you don't feel up to the task, I suppose Icewind Dale can just, you know, die.
I'm sorry, hired. What payment are we going to receive for this?
You're going to get whatever magic you can find to fix all this. It will be invaluable. Technology such as that.
She's
Yeah.
right.
Wizards.
You're lucky we're
Warlocks.
giving you anything of this discovery.
Okay, let's just
Don't push it.
Oh, we
get
are
your
being
bodies
paid.
down,
sorry.
kids.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
what?
We're being paid in exposure.
What are you on
Yes, that's what
Instagram?
she said.
Like,
Come on, that's how you make a
Everybody.
living.
It's a great
Let's not
opportunity.
Oh,
forget,
God.
if we live, we're heroes. Free room and board, I'm sure. And we already found a giant fucking gold key. We're set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dig it out of my back. I was laying on
What-
it.
So,
If we travel this way, it will be possible, but it will be most perilous. If we go other way, longer but safer.
I mean, I'm always down for the safer route, but any delay on our part, Icewind Dale just seeps further and further into cold nothingness. So
we should also keep in mind we did steal something of ours, so it might behoove us to move more quickly before she notices. She looks at the book.
Minnie holds it up closer to her chest and turns the page.
I think we got a straight shot. Yeah.
I'm down for it.
Little time, a
That-
little R&R on the whale. I'll be right as rain, and we'll hit the ground running.
You just need more cashews, Gob. Don't worry.
God opens his mouth.
nah.
She throws
Veronica's
one
like-
and it just lands in between them.
Mhm.
Veronica starts throwing the cashews like down his throat. Don't choke on these, I swear.
So, Ongajuk will say, "Then I will take you as far east as I can go."
Remix.
Her
Thank
voice
you,
echoes
dear.
around a little bit. You know, whale sounds.
Yeah.
Minnie just gives a little pat to the ground,
Mm-hmm.
continues reading her book.
Yeah. So it will be a significantly shorter amount of time since you're just cutting directly east across. So you probably have like only a day or so on Ongajuk at this point. So anything notable happen during this day?
I think Minnie is just going to sit there with the book and let the other wizards read with her, like keeping the elbow
Yeah.
personal
So
space.
you all are like this, you on your heads on your hands, like reading the book together.
Kicking your feet up behind you, like,
Yeah.
oh, look at that
You just hear the
page.
crick of Minnie's knees as her feet go up and down.
Right.
Yeah, just kind of trying to like keep the peace. Like you could tell, like she's not like a sweet old granny, but she's very accustomed to managing chaos with a firm hand. So keeping everyone chill.
Yeah, luckily they seem pretty chill. Not that they have a book to look at. You know, if you didn't have a new book, they might fight. But you know,
You toy.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
the kids each
Gob
have a
is-
Game Boy. It's fine.
Trying to like see with every little bit of light that passes. It's like the very first Game Boy.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh
Oh
god,
my god.
we passed under some like ice. Like, oh, there's light there.
Yeah. And we're just holding back the fact that she was like, oh, we don't need to take the book with us. And now she's fucking obsessed with the book.
Yeah,
Right.
Side eye. But yeah, I don't have anything really in particular other than reading and snacks.
Veronica will try to keep Gob as comfortable as possible since we all kind of know about his lycanthropy for the most part, or at least we know that there's not going to be a full moon anytime soon.
Dog bite. Yeah, I think Gob is just, wakes up, has some food, grumbles a little bit, fitful sleep, has these wild fever dreams that are just, racing through him, mumbling about, life back with the gnomes and his time with the dwarves and, just weird fever memories. Mumbling.
Are you whimpering and twitching in your sleep?
Yeah.
Chasing something. I'm chasing
Just arms and legs
Kicking
just
your
going.
legs.
Like,
We do the double pet thing where Jingles curls up next to you and you start moving around and he gets all mad, huffs, and walks to the other side of the whale.
yeah, and
Does 3 turns and sits down.
it's weird, Gob, because you do, there are those moments like where you feel so hyperactive and it is, feverish. And then like there are those low moments where just like your whole body aches and there's just like your stomach has been churning really oddly lately. So you're just kind of bouncing back and forth between these two states that you're just like perpetually uncomfortable, but in different ways.
Normally food, is go-to, comfort thing, makes all his bad feelings chill out for a little while, but it just ain't doing the same thing. Cashews are just spilling out of his mouth.
All the beard.
oh my god.
We got a raw steak
Oh my
anyway.
god. Right.
Yeah, you do. You crave meat.
Mm.
Bloody meat,
Wow.
and that is not what you have for your rations.
I think when we have this like wonderful like bit of time where everything is okay, Inga would be like, yo, but really, Minnie, what you been up to? Now that we can have like a conversation and would want to fill you in on all the stuff that we had encountered as well.
Yeah, for sure. Minnie will very pointedly close the book because nobody's reading ahead of her.
Oh.
She's in charge.
Oh, all right.
And she'll look at Inga and just be like, well, it's been crazy running into this guy. She kind of like looks at him on the side and gives
Sort
a
of
little eye
awkward
roll.
smiles, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And she just mouths to Inga, mistakes. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure you noticed that Xena is not with me at the moment. Good news, we're in Icewind Dale, but I can tell you she's not dead that I know of. Turns out that she found a lead on her sister, something about a ship in the sky. It's really crazy. Almost went with her because, man. But I thought I'd check up on you kids.
We're very happy that you did.
Ship in the sky. What is this, I wonder?
You got me. I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
You guys
you've
ever
never
heard of
seen it.
anything? Looks at the other wizards.
I'm sorry, what? Do you have a description of it?
Do I have a description of it.
A ship in the
no,
sky,
basically,
even
you
without
know-
a description.
Yeah, it was like flying ship that people have seen, like lots of lights. So it's like very UFO,
Yeah.
like kind of story. And then people have been disappearing from around Icewind Dale where the ship was sighted. So like that's kind of all you know. And that was enough
Aliens.
for Kazina is looking for her
Aliens.
sisters who literally just disappeared. So that was like the best lead she had in a while. So
It's the Gaith Yankee Doodle before it crashed.
Oh my god.
Day.
Oh no.
it sailed through the plains and landed in the Venture Maidens campaign guide.
yep.
Right
Even
now.
landed crash like
Xena is having the joy of speaking to Wesley Bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the supreme
What a
joy.
treasure.
He's been there the entire time. Don't let him fool you.
Universe is cool.
He's not a new hire.
No, he's not. Mind Flare is just like living in his body. Hatch.
So Dazan seems disappointed that you don't have more information. He's like, "Well, I am not comfortable making a observation without more data."
Don't you guys have all the information in that Brotherhood tower of yours or whatever?
That's not my area of expertise.
That is fair.
What did you end up studying, Dazan?
Oh,
It's been a long time.
Well, specifically, regeneration, magic, resurrection, that sort of thing.
Necromancy.
Well, yes.
Motions over to the creepy like white.
Yeah,
just
looks
like-
at the white who's like over
Right.
there with his like cut out tongue, breathing.
So has this become like the most popular area of expertise among the Brotherhood?
Oh, well, no, it's just it happened that's where I met Velian, sort of. So
Class of 12 or whatever.
A party that slays together raises together?
well,
Wait, but you are so young.
oh, well, thank you for saying that. I
It's
tried.
all an illusion.
Yes, this body is actually only 6 weeks old at this point, so quite young.
That
indeed.
is not your original body.
Well, no, that's toast.
No, I believe Minnie mentioned you saw me burned to death in East Haven.
Oh shit, that was you!
Yes, well, my last body, yes.
Again, Minnie, like you know him, and riding on a whale is the weirdest thing to you. Literally body hopped from
Well,
his
it's a
crispy
very
body.
simple spell, simulacrum. I mean, pretty
Oh.
standard stuff.
Oh, just simulacrum.
Well, I mean, I
do
am
not know what
one
that
of-
word means.
One of the most advanced practitioners. Not every wizard is capable of mastering such complicated magic, of course, but it is my specialty.
There are a
Veronica
lot
will,
of things, but I do have to admit it is impressive what you've done.
Oh, thank
Ver- Veronica will lean down to Gob and be like, "Can I just jump out of the bubble right now?"
Is this the guy who made the weather thing and the homunculus? Is it in the cabin?
The homunculus. No, I don't do homunculus.
I know what you're talking about, God,
Uh,
but I can't
yeah, I don't-
respond.
I don't think this is.
No, you saw the ghost of that dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he died. That was the weird thing that like Inga was like, "Kill me so that I can speak to him."
He was the big
Oh.
floating
Stabbed
spirit.
herself
Yeah.
on the heart.
I was
Right.
like, kill me. She went for it.
Right, just like just cast a healing
I don't
spell. It's
need
fine.
God will just wave it out and nerd talk.
Yeah, yes, sweetheart,
Nerd
you're
talk.
fine.
Yes, actually, I've died 6 times. So,
You don't say.
yes,
What's that like?
usually quite painful.
Hmm. You'd think
Luckily,
that
it's
you
sort
would
of-
have figured something out for that by now.
Yes, well, luckily it is sort of cut off at a certain point where consciousness transfers. So, actually, I never was burned alive. This was a stasis body.
Hmm.
So, this form didn't experience that sort of scalding pain. So, Krintos here has actually helped me recall most of my memories and my knowledge, and I keep copious journals. I actually don't experience these things myself.
This
hope-
guy, he's
yes.
not great conversationalist.
Oh, no, he's quite a delight when you get him going.
She looks at Krintos.
And he sort of like, and his like
Doesn't he
lips
not have a
crack
tongue?
and smile. Yeah, no, he doesn't have a tongue.
Ugh.
Krintos, how you speak?
Sparks.
God,
gnashes his
podcast
teeth at you.
listeners. I
Right,
wish
they're
you
like-
could see.
Right.
Teeth.
She looks at Desmond. I don't get it.
A son, yeah. Oh, I can grow it back if I wish. He's just such a chatterbox.
I'm sure he's got plenty of stories that you don't want us to hear.
Mm.
Well, he's seen a lot. Haven't you, Krintos? And he kind of pats him on the back, and Krintos is like,
Krintos, blink twice if you need us to rescue you.
and he just hisses. Hello.
He's fine.
Inga, you're no longer allowed to get mad at me when I take the souls of things that I kill. Given
All this
the
company.
go.
But anyway.
She doesn't know what to say to that.
Yeah. It's a weird set. And Velian's just shaking her head. Like, no, like she finds this all equally vile and strange.
The lady with like 6 undead
Undead.
kobolds like crawling
That'd be
over
much.
her.
Right. A sled team of undead dogs who can run
It
forever.
still sounds
like,
more humane. It doesn't sound like she's never killed anything. So
that we know of.
I
She
mean,
told you outright. She's like, I've never killed anything. That's why she refused to kill the person in that thing. She's more
She's
of a
like-
found necromancer. She's like the taxidermist of necromancy.
Oh my god, she's the scavenger of necromancy. Cool. I'm just gonna start calling her Vulture. Ah!
I got a
Say
question.
cold cooking.
Yeah.
During this whole time, have we seen Velian talk to the ball, the orb, Dr. Ball?
Dr.
Dr.
Ball?
Professor.
Dr. Ball.
No, she shoved it kind of in her bag very protectively.
Oh, so we haven't seen any
Mm-mm.
what it's capable of or anything like that.
We haven't seen any balls now.
Nope. Oh,
Thank God.
all right. I was just curious.
But yeah, so you all continue on like this. Some of us feeling not as great as others. But eventually you do, pull up towards the shore here. You all manage to get a long rest, so you all take that level. You all get all healed up. And Ongajuk reaches out, about 24 hours later, saying, "We're approaching the shore. Should I just drop you off?"
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Yeah. Ready.
I will miss you.
Oh.
It's,
We
Oh.
hope to see you again.
it's been nice
Th-
having friends to talk to.
Oh, my sweet
So-
baby.
let's let the world burn and just live under the water.
Right, like,
Go underwater. It's cool as hell down there.
right, it's fine.
Oh God.
It's been a pleasure. We'll miss you. Stay
I
safe.
hope I can see you again.
If you ever need anything, just ring the bell. I'll be around, listening.
Oh.
Once this is all over, we'll come back and bring you a lot of octopi.
So
I
many.
Would like
So many
that
octopi.
very much. And so she does. She begins to rise, and your ears all kind of pop as the depth is changing here. And she pushes up in between these kind of floating ice islands and approaches that hard, cold ground of the mainland that you all are so used to. And as she pops back up, the bubble fades away, and the wind and the awesome sub-zero temperatures just smack you in the face. Once again.
hold
There's
that
just a
part
collective sigh for everyone. It's like,
The
oh,
bubble was so nice.
right. Can we just get back in the
Climate
whale,
control.
please?
Should have been born a
Bubble is
mermaid.
life.
Oh my god, a lazy mermaid.
Bubble wave. So yeah, you can all step up, and all the dolphins too on all sides start going da 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 da, like chattering at you. Yeah.
Oh. Hello.
On all
too.
sides, waving their snoots around as you depart onto the mainland.
Boops
Hi,
the snoots.
Snorky.
Oh,
Boops the snoots.
Every single one.
Right,
15 snoots.
just like cast fly and start pooping.
Having spent time reading the book during that 24 hours, is there anything of note that I found since I'm reading it, not skimming?
So you do get, you learn a new spell by reading the book. So let me see.
Pew, 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 pew.
So it's a brand
Bad
new
poetry.
spell that they just introduced in this book.
Cutting
it's a
words.
first level spell called Frost Fingers.
Frost fingies.
Frost Fingies. So
That's
you
from
learn
the
the
middle
Frost
finger.
Fingy spell. So it's a first level, one action spell, 15-foot cone. Freezing cold blast from your fingertips in a 15-foot cone. Each creature in the area must make a con save or take 2d8 cold damage on a failed or half as much on a successful one. The cold freezes non-magical liquids that aren't being worn or carried. So you can use it to
Cute.
freeze a little pond, or it's kind of like a burning hands equivalent with frost.
Oh, my grandchildren would have loved this.
Oh yeah, instant ice
Freeze
rink.
Ice skating.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hell yeah. Cool. So, yeah, you can go ahead and add that to your spell book. And I just sent you that link as well.
The verbal component is
found
just
it.
you screaming, let it go.
Let go,
Oh.
Minnie takes down her hair. It
Like-
actually just like billows out
Let
out of
Oh
her
my God.
perm.
It's
Just the whole
beautiful.
song. We're all just like, Minnie, we need to go. And she's
Minnie.
oh.
No, no, no. Let me
But
finish
the
this
cold
number.
actually did bother me anyway.
my joints.
Real.
Oh god, I'm sorry. Okay, anyway, continue.
So you all learn Frost Fingies together, all of you wizards. Can copy it into your book. It's
I
very
was gonna
cute.
say, I was like, ooh, everybody learns
About
it.
time, I guess.
God gets a magical spell, because why not? Yeah, it's fine.
Why not? Why not? Yeah, and then so now you just have a very long trek in front of you. So between here and your destination, the glacier, there is pretty much just fucking open space, mountains, monsters, no civilization for miles. So survival begins. What is
There-
the? Oh yeah, yes.
Sorry. So you said it's kind of. Are there any distinguishing landmarks or anything, or is it all just kind of like flat white?
It's flat for now, but you can tell you're going to be walking through mountains in various regions here. But at this point, close to the ocean, it's flat, long tundra for quite a ways before you get into the mountains.
Gotcha.
If we kill something, can either one of you two like raise it so we can ride on it? Looking at
Potentially,
Velian and
depending
Dasan.
on the size. That'd be more my area of expertise. And she looks over at Tazan, who's like, if you want to live forever, I can help you with that.
Oh, I
Sort
liked
of.
dying.
Yeah, I'm good. Anyway,
It's natural. You should not fear death.
Oh, I don't fear death. I've died more times than any of you.
We'll talk later, buddy. Don't.
You, sir, have some interesting things.
I'm
Really, it's
just
like, don't
saying,
get it
if I do
started.
die, don't bring me back. I'm tired.
And Velian's like, well, that seems like a waste, but I suppose. If we
And
want to
don't you
establish
touch
that
this
now.
bod, okay?
That
Oh.
is such a profound compliment coming from Velian. Like, you're worth reanimating.
right? Like even like Veronica's just like,
Damn.
I
You know what? I
appreciate
recycle
your
you.
craft, but I'm just saying, I've got a lot of family, and if they saw this bod, they'd know this power walk anywhere, and they'd be pissed.
believe me, Minnie, I'll make sure she stays off of you. Come on.
Ugh.
I want a nice grave. While we walk, let me tell you what I'm looking for in a grave site.
Oh, I'd love to
4
hear.
hours later.
Yeah. Striding east,
Yeah.
heading towards where in the dance.
Cool. So, is there any specific plan that you have? Because there's going to be a lot of days. It's probably going to take you like 2 weeks if you're just walking.
Whew.
Because you're going
Hello?
all the way across like mountains and terrain, and it took you like a week to get from that nearest town like to the fortress in the mountains to the Sunblight Citadel. So you're looking at a pretty hefty amount of time here.
No.
We gotta get a ride. Inga, do you know if they're like caribous that we could saddle up? Oh, nothing.
Right.
She just looks awkwardly at like her half caribou body.
We could ask him. He put
I'm
in
an
a good word
outsider,
for
like-
us, you know.
But hold on, let me look at this spell real quick.
Man.
Do you have any
Maybe
family
a
in the
elk.
area?
Right.
Can we crash?
Call your in-laws, Inga.
In their
Let-
hut.
Can we stay with them? It's fine.
Are they yurt people? What's their shtick?
I think she can, because she can conjure beasts, and so I think I'd have to look at like what an elk would be as far as CR, but she could conjure some animals for us to ride.
Yeah. And if
Pretty
you
cool.
do, find animals and hunt them and kill them, Velian can reanimate some of them for you.
Literally what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think a combination of that and a combination of tiny hut at night as well, kind of keep us protected.
You guys got the star map to make sure that we're staying relatively on track. And I think definitely like she'll make sure that everyone has a stick. And while you're walking on the tundra, make sure you poke the ground
Yeah.
so you don't fall into snowbanks and random shit. Or into
Happened.
ice, God forbid.
One time.
One time, and now we're all freaked out about it.
I
Okay.
mean, Inga, if you can conjure a bear and, some of us can hop on that, some of us can hop on you, I'll cast fly on us that'll take a little bit of time off and then we don't have to walk.
Yeah.
Around maybe once if you're zooming around up there, maybe you can find a big, if they're a big herd is rumbling around, maybe we could, get one or two or three.
She conjures like a bow in her hand. That was my idea specifically.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like between kind of using your magic and making sure to do tiny hut at night when it's the coldest, and you relying on Inga as sort of your survival leader as you're going through, you all seem to have a pretty good system of like taking the most precautions you can. And I'll say you do absolutely manage to catch, some riding animals over the course of this between magic and then also killing and then resurrecting beasts. So, the first few days go really, really well. You kind of fall into this rhythm here, 3-4 days pass of this. You're making good time, good progress. It seems like you're probably going to shave this trip in half. But Gob, this whole time, things just haven't been getting better at all. And it's not so much now like the weird kind of feeling, that intense awareness. I mean, that's still there, but what's really starting to bother you is your chest, your stomach, your organs just feel strange and impacted and just pain, just constant pain whenever you walk, whenever you move. Almost like something is like swimming around in your stomach is sort of that feeling.
Parasites.
Or just, yeah. I try to, put on a brave face, but I suppose everyone's seeing me grimace and grunt in pain.
Yeah. And
Gob.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sure Veronica's gonna notice first because she's been keeping an eye on you.
It's indigestion. Oh, yeah.
Gob, you're sweating. That's not a
Yeah.
good sign. It's negative degrees out here. You shouldn't be sweating.
He doesn't seem like he has the cold badness.
Is
No.
Xena? Well, Xena.
That was an option. She looks kind of horrified.
The
I'm
cold
pretty
bed?
sure it
Yes.
was the bite from King Wolf Jaw that we fought.
Nah,
Oh,
I got dwarf blood in me. They don't get sick. I'm sure I wouldn't get sick neither.
No, pretty sure I tried to restore you with magic. It did not work. You get worse. Probably curse.
oh shit.
What?
Wow. I'm pretty sure we did a roll for like lycanthropy, so like we kind of understand that it's a curse. Like,
Yeah. I think Inga, though, because I think you were the one who did that roll.
Yeah.
Stomach pain, like muscle cramps. That doesn't seem like lycanthropy.
Hmm.
Those aren't any of the symptoms.
Interesting. She will keep that to herself, because she doesn't want to freak Gob out even more. But it's like probably werewolf. We'll keep an eye on you.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, and
We'll hunt some good elk.
Yeah, you swing between like being so ravenously hungry and then just like when food is put in front of you, like you just can't eat, like you just feel sick.
Red flag, everybody.
multiple, like
Yeah, so you are just swinging back and forth between just constant discomfort. And then it's around the 4th or 5th day too that all of you start to have some very strange dreams. I think Inga, probably you're more in tune with I think your dreams than most. Like as a druid, it's just you start to have these very strange visions of like cold and like just freezing to death. These nightmares that just plague you. And all of you start to have these, like, just these very graphic dreams in which you die from exposure from the elements. You're trapped. You can't get out. Like, things collapse on top of you. You starve to death. You have to eat the people around
God.
you. Just
Being trapped in an avalanche.
Yeah, night after night, suffocating in the weight of snow. Getting trapped in a cave and suffocating, like, and it's just relentless. And then around, the 6th or 7th night at this point, like, God, it's gotten so bad, like, you can barely move. Like, these treks, these long stretches of time are killing you as you're trying to, to walk. And all of you have just this weird feeling that something is watching you. You just can't shake it. And it's like the winds themselves are starting to whisper and to like creep into your mind, and you just have the feeling that something is out for you.
the whole of Icewind Dale. Yeah.
Oh, this is a bad place.
Oh god. Is it that undead thing? Remember
No.
from the Black House?
Yeah, I mean, you
I
haven't
recall.
seen anything. It's been really honestly quiet. You've had to avoid, a few monsters. Of course, at night you can see, like the Yetis passing you by. You even saw a dragon flying overhead once, but you've managed to stay off the radar of these things. But I mean, it's getting so hard to sleep now at this point, between dreams, between Gob at night, just like moaning, like
And in pain, yeah.
the pain is very clear to you all. And I think finally that final note is, Inga, you have this dream where this creature kind of appears in front of you, and it's sort of like an owl bear, but it's like twisted and hunched and wearing this long kind of midnight blue cloak. And from the owl's face, these spiraling horns come out, and it kind of reaches out a taloned hand and like crushes its fist in front of you, and you can tell it's saying something to you. You can't hear it like over the roaring wind around it, but it's making out this sound. You took it from me. You can kind of read the beaked creature and this thing.
Oh my god.
Haunting your dreams. So you wake up on that
Yeah,
eighth day.
she would immediately. Yeah, she immediately like bolts up from bed like in a cold sweat. It's like, Oral is after us.
Veronica, who's probably on watch. Yeah, no, got that. What about it?
I think, as I suspected, being the god of this place, she knows where we are, and she is definitely coming for us.
Mhm. And almost in response, as you say that, the wind picks up around you, howling, and snow begins to fall very, very heavily, rapidly, as you see it beginning to whip at the landscape around you, and you think a full-on blizzard is now coming your way.
I suggest we wait out the blizzard. It will be no use trying to travel through it.
But the question is where? I can only keep this hut for so long.
And if Oral is the one who's causing it, there's no telling how long she has the power to keep this blizzard at full force.
I have a feeling she's quite tenacious, and it will last a while.
Mm.
If there's one thing we can say about a god, quite tenacious.
I could do this shit all day.
I live forever, bitch. I'm
This
gonna
is
refill my
cute.
drink while you all talk about what to do. Gob, it's so bad. The pain is so bad at this point. Just letting you know.
Appendicitis.
Oh god, appendicitis. I'll cut it
The
out. It's fine.
worst.
Like,
Oh man.
Oh, gob.
I think Gob hasn't used the bathroom the entire campaign. Just put that out there.
Oh no! Oh
But
no!
suddenly-
pretty sure we all poop in the snow, gob. It's fine. Can we take Jingles, like strap the book to him and make him go in a different direction?
What are you implying that we do?
Walk out into the snow, Jingles.
Jingles,
I
go
don't
that
even
way.
love you anymore. You
I mean, I
stupid
love
dumb
Jingles, but we
animal.
can resummon you. It's fine.
Get out of here.
Jingles
But
was
we
the
can't
first
resummon a
spell
book.
I ever learned.
Oh, that's
He needs to stay with me.
I mean, we can always give the book to Bellianne, and she could walk out into the snow to avoid Oral finding us.
Good luck with that.
Mm.
But we need the book.
we do, right?
I thought we need the spell. I took the spell page out of the book,
We
and they
don't need the
decided that
book
was
anymore.
the worst part.
That incantation was like a page and a half long. I think a wizard level, 20 intelligence could memorize that shit.
Right.
Well, it's not that high. Oh, just kidding, it is.
Oh, who's counting?
Clearly, she's tracking us through this book. So, yeah.
It is not obvious that it is through book. This is her realm. This is her playground. She has complete control of everything here. Of all of her minions who track and spy.
Well,
Go down.
once Dazan and Velian wake up, we can ask them if they have any bright ideas. I mean, do you know anything of your people that they use to travel through a storm like this?
We can do it. It's possible, but it will be incredibly difficult. And we might lose so much time getting lost, going in the opposite direction.
I think Gob's probably going to be dead weight at this point.
Yeah,
Gonna need to
actually,
get
Yeah.
a
probably
baby
Gob.
Bjorn or
I
something.
think we, probably need to make a Constitution saving throw to see how you're doing, if you can even walk at this point.
Ego would definitely like strap you to her.
Papoose. That is a 10.
Yeah, I think at this point, like you can't move. You can speak, but I'm gonna go ahead and say you're like incapacitated as a condition at this point.
Feels like it. Oh.
Yeah, it's just like imagine the worst cramps you all have ever had in your entire life, like combined with like food poisoning.
Oh,
But
the worst.
nothing is.
You could have
coming
just
out.
said food poisoning. It
But
would have been like,
nothing
oh
is coming
no.
out.
Ooh,
So
keep it in. Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gob
Yeah.
too, like when you kind of like put a hand to your stomach, it feels weird. Like there's like a lump that kind of moves when you press on it.
Veronica, is this my gallbladder?
Um,
I grab
no,
a hand
like-
and I put it.
How do you know what a gallbladder is?
Yeah.
I read.
Veronica, yeah, and if you're touching his stomach, you feel something move.
she'll like bring her hand back, like, guys, I think we have another problem.
Muscles. My muscles hurt.
That's not muscular.
Definitely not.
Looks a little hurt. That's
I saw Alien. I know what's about to happen. I will become Sigourney Weaver of this campaign. Just flamethrower. No
I'm
reason.
ready.
Ah!
And at this point too, so what is the situation with Liamon's tiny hut? Are you trying you cast it again after waking up and you're staying in it?
Yeah, I mean, for now, if it doesn't seem like we can feasibly move through this without, getting lost or
But-
freezing to death.
I think before it like really, really picks up, I think we should try and find like whatever actual like physical shelter that we can.
Sure.
Yeah, and I Inga would definitely suggest waiting out a day to see if it lets up, or if after a day, if it's going to keep being this pervasive, we'll figure out what to do.
Yeah. So you do, and you you try and head towards like the mountains. That's your best bet at this point, because you're kind of like you've been
Yeah.
following the the base of these in the tundra. So heading up into the mountains is going to be your first like kind of cover. So you get there, you manage to find like a rocky overhang. Gob doesn't get any better. He in fact gets worse. Go ahead and make me another Constitution saving throw.
Oh, Cobby.
Oh, that is another 10.
Yeah, I think after 2 of those, you are unconscious. Like just the pain is just too much.
Wake up,
And
screaming
do a-
pain, stifle it. Pass
Yeah, you
out.
wake up
Yeah.
screaming. You're not really there mentally, and you kind of fade back into sleep in these just moments of pain and
Can I-
strangeness.
Pick him up and carry him.
Yeah, like you can definitely, you can carry him around, or you even get to that shelter point there, and I'll say you can wait for hours, and the blizzard just intensifies, if anything. Inga, you were quite sure that this is not a natural blizzard. Usually they blow themselves out in a couple hours, but this one just keeps going and getting more and more
Yeah.
intense, and the temperature continues to drop.
Oh yeah, she's pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Quite tenacious.
Mhm.
Ooh, Inga would cast locate animals or plants.
Okay.
And she would pick something like I don't like a bear or an elk to try and suss out where the closest of them are and try and head towards them, because if they're taking up shelter somewhere, that's probably a good place for us to take up shelter,
Sure. Yeah, so you can...
or at least give us like a beacon.
Yeah, so after like 8 hours and you feel the storm isn't stopping, you all continue to try and make your way somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, yeah, y'all are carrying Gob.
Mhm.
And Veronica, if he's on your back, like you can feel something moving, like kicking,
Oh, God,
swimming against your back, like where...
As she's doing it, she's just like, wait. Is Gob a seahorse?
yeah.
What?
Is it
See-
something we should try and cut out?
I
Oh, get
don't
it out.
know.
Get it out.
I mean,
you-
he either dies of the pain or he dies from us trying to alleviate the pain. So
It's a pretty rough sight to watch. You know, he's just in like pure agony. You know, tears coming down, and just a most like sharp pain that he just whacks out.
And while this conversation is happening, the wind is howling, and you all are miserable, and the blizzard's persisting. What's everybody's passive perception checks? Just out of curiosity.
Oh,
13.
Not good.
18.
Okay.
10.
Okay. Then Inga, you would like, as this is happening and things are getting worse and visibility is so low and it's so loud, you're yelling this at each other and trying to slog through the snow and just get anywhere before you all die or Gob all die. You're not even
Gob all
sure.
dies.
And
All of them.
you begin to see something coming towards you. Something very, very large and very, very tall. Just on the edge of your vision, and you can tell it's standing out in the periphery just so you cannot see it because visibility is so reduced, and you can tell it has white fur, and it's massive.
She's going to like yell out in Sylvan. Sylvan and Giant, and then Druidic and Common. She'll yell out, "We think our friend is very ill. We're seeking shelter. Please help."
Okay. Are you doing anything with your hands? Because it's very little chance that this person could probably hear you or this creature could hear you, unless they have very supernaturally great senses, which they might as a predator.
Who knows?
Yeah, she's basically like screaming as loud as she can, and she will she'll basically like light up a torch as like it would only stay lit for a matter of like a few seconds before like the snow helps it out. And the blaring wind, but just like a quick like flare in the darkness of
Hits Dazan in the face.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So all of you hear Inga starts to scream at something on the edge of your vision. You all can't see it.
And she would make a thunderclap with her hands to be like, "This is where we are."
Mm-hmm. How are you all reacting?
I don't think Minnie's doing that much. She's an 84-year-old woman in the middle of a blizzard who's just kind of staring at Gob with like this kind of like hazy, tired look at her eyes with like a lot of concern through her big magnified goggles.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of falling around, like every now and then, like putting her hand on his back and just trying to move forward.
And Veronica, like who is holding Gob, like keeps holding him like closer as he like kind of quakes and like yells out from like the pain. And she's like visibly, well, not necessarily visibly because they're all like, shocked or covered up, but like you can kind of see her like trembling a little bit because she's very like concerned for him and doesn't know how to help him, and it's really like weighing on her brain.
Yeah. And so you're watching Inga like desperately try to get this figure's attention, and you see it coming closer and closer, and this thing must be about 8 feet tall as it starts to come into view, and you see a body that's completely covered in white fur. It doesn't appear to be wearing like anything on its chest until you start to notice like something shining around its neck, and you see that around the top of its head you see bear-like features and goggles strapped across its vision, like snow goggles. As you see this figure steps into view, an 8-foot tall polar bear, bipedal polar bear, that's kind of standing above you, wearing like this leather kilt almost that's kind of slung with like belts and pouches as this thing steps forward. And kind of, you can see it's got like a fishing pole strung across its back, and
Oh my God.
like some other, like a backpack, and it kind of.
This is my new best friend.
I feel
Everything about
stupid.
Love him.
This could have been my old flame.
Yeah.
Yes!
Oh my god.
There's
Wasted!
like the chillest. I don't have the picture pulled up, but
Oh my
Oh
It's
god,
like
I'm so
the
sad.
chillest.
Oh my god, I love him so much.
This
Yeah.
is Inga's one true love, and we're running away together forever.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
heroic spirit. Damn.
So yeah, and so this bear is like considering you all sort of from the edge of their vision, and kind of waves a hand toward a pawed
paw.
hand,
Yeah. Ugh.
towards you all. It's weird because it looks like fingers, but like paws. So it's not a true bear. It looks like some kind of hybridization of a humanoid and a bear, you might say.
Can I roll a what this is check?
Yeah.
Hello? Right.
the
Hello,
fuck?
Daddy Bear.
I will
What is-
accept a
yeah.
nature or an arcana.
I would
Cool.
love to roll a nature check.
I can do lucky.
I mean, Arcana for me is a 21.
I don't
16.
fucking know. I got 2 4s in a row. Carry on.
Oh,
Yeah, and you're like, fuck.
Bounty hunter mode.
It's
Go.
cold.
What did you get, Inga?
16
Okay,
on nature.
so a 16, and then Veronica, you got high on your arcana.
21.
So, lycanthropy has been on y'all's mind quite a bit lately, and
Werebear.
the most common form, of course, is a werewolf. But you do know that lycanthropy presents with other animals too. And looking at this creature in front of you, I mean, the fact that it does seem to be this kind of humanoid bear hybrid, you have heard of werebears before. And Inga, you would probably even know with that knowledge, there are definitely werebears in Icewind Dale, but they are extremely rare. In fact, there's this legend about this one specific werebear in Icewind Dale that centaurs have known and grown up with. Never really sure if this figure was real or not, but a werebear by the name of Oya Minartok is the name. Called Min for short in legends, because that's a very long name. But this werebear Min, who's this werebear woman who every once in a while appears and delivers great wisdom or helps travelers. And so,
Oh, fuck yeah.
yeah, most lycanthropes
All about that.
are very evil creatures, but for whatever reason, the werebears in Icewind Dale have this reputation as being these like strange heralds of goodness. And nobody's really sure
Harbingers of
Yeah.
wisdom.
nobody's really sure what's up with them or like why they appear or what's going on. But and it's also said that that Min is a Goliath originally before she became a werebear. So, which would make sense now with this figure standing about 8 feet tall in front of you. That would
Wait, a
make an awful
female
lot of
Goliath
sense.
werebear?
cool as hell.
Oh my god, just like mom.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, I love her.
Yeah, Minnie would be pulling you all towards this creature, and I imagine especially with tales of in almost that sort of mythical way where it's and if you're lost and whatever, and then you see this vision of a bear and the hero bows down in supplication in just this way, exactly from her knowledge of the story, she would just present herself in just total supplication to this creature and be like, oh, blessed be Oryar Menartok.
Blessed be to the cheesemakers.
Yeah, and the werebear kind of considers you, and then sort of puts a hand paw on your shoulder and kind of gives you a
Huge,
a nod. And then cups a hand around saying, "We need to get your friend to safety. Follow me."
Yeah, and Gingo will throw a rope to each of you to hang on to so we can all hang on to the rope and follow this creature.
Yeah.
We're all
We
just
almost-
running,
We almost forget to give it to the other 2 wizards, but
Yeah,
we remember
they're-
less.
they're-
Correct.
they're there.
Tie the extra 50 feet of rope, be like, oh, I guess
Oh.
you can
The
come
bag.
too.
We just
Right.
accidentally drop it into the snow.
Yeah.
Right.
all the kobolds at the end.
Oh,
just have them ride on the right thing guy, and yeah, it's fine. They're both old-ish.
And Min will kind of look back towards you, Inga, after taking a few steps. How long ago was he bitten?
8 days?
I think like 5.
Something about that. 5, yeah.
We
Well,
don't
it was
have
like 6
much
days over.
time.
About a week. Yeah.
Yeah, and she'll kind
yeah.
of swing her head back. Something is wrong. What was he bitten by?
The Wolf King of the Ragged tribe.
Oh, and you see you see her. She nods like a very grave sort of nod. And continues on. There are Goliaths nearby here. I will leave you in their care. And she continues to trek almost effortlessly. Like, you get the impression, like, she's not cold at all as you see, the layers of that thick, beautiful white, like, polar bear fur. She's just, like, out here shirtless, like, in the breeze.
Goliath
leading
polar
ahead.
bear.
All right,
Like,
all right,
come
all
on,
right.
like,
Good.
that is
Matthew
the most
McConaughey
like
of
fuck
Icewind
the
Dale.
cold, don't care creature ever.
She
Like,
does. She has her
The
fishing
meth-
pole slung across her back. She's like, no worries.
Just
Good.
on
like,
vacation.
Matthew McConaughey
Strutting.
of werebears.
Yeah. So she continues kind of winding and leading you up further and further into the mountains. And the blizzard just keeps going in intensity here. And when the moment comes when you're like, we cannot walk any further, you see that there are tracks in the snow in front of you. And as you can kind of look up, following these tracks leads you to a cave outside which the bones of a dragon lay half buried in the snow. Past these remains, torchlight flickers in a pair of tunnels that burrow into the mountain, leading west and south. You can just vaguely make out that kind of east of where the dragon's bones are. Rough-hewn steps climb to like a 20-foot high open-air sort of arena with stone bleachers carved into the eastern wall. And rising from the floor, you see that there are like pillars and platforms, but that's all kind of encased in snow here as like you step by like inside the ribs of what must have been a very large dragon at some point towards that flickering light. And you can see, against the orange glow as you all approach, these massive figures standing between 7 and 8 feet tall, maybe 250 to 300 pounds each, sort of these humanoids that they don't have a lot of hair from what you can see, or it's like long and braided down their back, and their skin is sort of gray and marked with like white, almost like birch trees when you look at them as they're kind of standing there with their spears in armor, watching you all approach incredulously as you walk up to them. And this creature, Min, you're guessing, she hasn't introduced herself to you, sort of waves at them, and they, in stunned reverence, you would guess, kind of wave you all in to the orange torchlight of their tunnels. Are you all following the lead?
Oh, hell yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
On for
It's
the
this
ride.
or Blizzard.
I'd follow
like,
her to death.
oh my god.
Matthew McConaughey? Yes, forever.
No.
Yeah, so all the warriors stand aside. They seem to recognize this person who's leading you there.
The greatness.
Yeah. So you step into these ice tunnels that have been carved out of this cavern. And finally, for the first time, the biting wind and like warmth starts to flow over you. It's still pretty cold in this like overhang, but you can tell that further back in the tunnels there must be roaring fires, and it's much more well insulated. You can hear the sounds of people, of life, from these multiple different tunnels that much stretch out into a much larger cave system. So you've come to like a whole Goliath settlement at this point. And some of the warriors sort of step up, and one of them says, I'm sorry. How can we help? just in common, and looks back at sort of all of you. You travel with Min. But we haven't seen you before. I'm sorry. I just need to make sure. What are you doing here?
At this point, Veronica will run forward, Gob like writhing in her arms, and she'll like kneel down for him and like, kind of take off her winter gear, and you can see like tears kind of streaming down her face. She's like, please, I know that this seems like a lot, and I don't have time to explain, but please help him. And she starts to like kind of choke back like a sob. And all of you are kind of taken aback because you've never seen her like this worried before, but she's like looking at this like Goliath, and she looks back at the werebear, and is just like, anyone, please, I don't want him to die.
Yeah, and the Goliath guards are just like, oh God, yeah.
Oh God, right.
We don't have any magical healing, but of course, if you need to take him into a cave, we can see someone. And they kind of wave you down like a passageway, and Min sweeps past them, moving down this side tunnel to the west here. And you can see, this guard is kind of trying to keep up with you all, leading you down this area. You can see that there are a bunch of little caves that branch off, and more of these Goliaths of varying sizes and in different kind of dress are all in these small caves that seem to be these little like apartments almost. So you pass by like stunned families, stunned warriors, like as you're just moving through the halls, and eventually they get to a point where they throw aside some of these bear skins that are like hanging over this kind of empty room. Well, it's not quite empty. You see that there are 2 cots on either side, and one you actually see a bird person that's kind of lying down there. They have like the white feathers of like a seabird almost, and a large beak. So I'm not sure if you all have ever seen Aarakocra, but maybe you've probably heard of them, but they are like bird people with wings, and they kind of have like a broken arm, like in a sling. And as you all kind of storm into the room, this bird is like, whoa, what's going on? And you get in, and Min says, you out, at the bird. And they're like,
poor Aarakocra's just laying there like, oh God, why? Like,
and Min says, we need to block the door now. She looks at you all expectantly.
Inga cast stone shape.
Yeah, so you do, and
shapes the door real quick.
Yeah, and Min will also, she starts pulling these like bags out of her backpack and hands each one to you, like a sack of, like an empty flour sack. And she says, I don't know if he's going to survive this. I don't think he's been transformed all the way, but we'll see. Stand ready. That thing is about to pop out of him. And she kind of like, she's like, put him down over there on the bed.
Veronica will gently put him down on the bed, jump back, and just like axe appears in hand.
Minnie just casts mage armor on herself, and she's like, son, you're gonna survive this whether you like it or not.
I think when Gob's, if he's, put down on the bench, he'll kind of stir to semi-consciousness and just, start kind of with like a low, cry out, and it just gets louder and louder till it's just the top of his voice, and his voice, begins to break, and it's just this guttural, rawness coming out.
Oh God!
Maybe a little change in the eyes, a little bit more amber, yellow.
Seeing that, Veronica will cast Arm of Agathis on herself. Like, I love you a lot, but you're not killing me today, sweetie.
Yeah, and Min kind of like hops up on the bed that the Aarakocra just like got out of.
Polar bear's just like, boop.
Yeah, and has like a sack kind of leaning around Gob here. And Gob, you attained consciousness at probably just the wrong moment, as like you
gotta
you know,
see
your
this.
eyes fly open and your blood is filled with this primal energy, and you all just see a spray of red that happens. Like, it coats the walls, it becomes like a mist in the room as Gob's stomach explodes outwards, and this black writhing thing just launches out of him in this moment.
I saw Alien. I saw it. Like, Xenomorph.
Veronica.
Gob, you die as this happens. Your entire chest cavity just blows outwards as this thing growing inside you just launches itself free. And so you all, in this moment, this thing immediately, you see it hits a wall and then skitters around, and it moves so fucking fast. So I need everyone to try and make a, if you would like, you are all holding sacks, and it becomes very apparent to you that Lynn's intention was to try and catch this thing. So let me ask you all, what skills are you using, or can you not even handle it in this moment to try and catch this thing?
Veronica seeing this happen, like, is just not there anymore. Like, she can not handle seeing this go down.
Yeah, you're still caught up with the red spray.
Like, she was literally standing right in front of him, so she's got like his blood all over her.
Gallagher.
Blood, organs, bones where the ribs exploded outwards from this thing, launching like a cannonball.
Thanks for that. Like,
can you guess what my little secret was?
Yeah, can you guess what, Joe, do you want to tell us what secret you rolled at the beginning of this game?
you ate a bomb at some point? Like,
before we
worms.
all formed as an adventuring party, Gob traveled with a group of inexperienced folks, had a strange encounter. One night was the sole survivor of that adventuring party, and carried home a little passenger cruising inside a slod tadpole.
That is now scurrying around the room.
Yeah, just waiting for the right moment. You know?
So, and clearly trying to get out of this room. So, Veronica, you are too overwhelmed in this moment. Inga, how are you handling this? Are you making a roll?
Yeah, I definitely think she would be, because her first instinct would be like, Hunter, we have to catch this thing.
I imagine Inga would get a moment here. So what kind of skill are you using to try and get this thing?
I think she would definitely. I think definitely survival makes sense, because she's just thinking like it's just like this. Yeah, this is a beast, and I am trapping it.
Go ahead and roll.
Ooh, nice. That's a 19 plus 8, so 27.
Shit, I think that's... I got a 19
Inga
on
was
my
like,
athletics.
"Suck."
So why don't you tell me what it's like catching this thing in your bag?
Oh, I think she calls to mind like ice fishing, and how like and with the octopi, and how once you kind of catch them, there's the even harder task of like keeping
Getting
them
it in
wrapped
the
up, because
bag.
because they're so wily.
Yeah.
How they reach out with their arms, and she thinks like immediately calls to mind, like, you gotta immediately just tamp down the limbs and minimize movement. And so she just like leapfrog like jumps with the sack and just like flunk right over top, and then immediately like curls her body over it.
Yeah.
So there is no escape.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, it feels like a snake because it doesn't really have limbs. It has those underdeveloped, like tadpole
It's
arms.
just like,
so it's like if you caught a moray eel, like the whipping back and forth as you like manage to catch this thing in a bag. And I think everybody in the room is just like fucking stunned for a second as you have this thing. And then you all see Min, the werebear, runs over to Gob and just starts, for lack of a better word, just folding pieces kind of back into him, like where it exploded outward. So like, compressing ribs and kind of
Paper mache.
shoveling, flesh back in to this cavity.
somebody take this thing. I can revivify him.
And Min's like, no. I think he'll be fine. in the most deadpan voice
Okay.
she possibly could. And Gob, you wake up again with that just a fury, like a you're not you. You are rage and you are hunger and you are just that animal need to survive is all you
Instinct.
are. What are you doing? Like in that kind of state, you do not recognize anyone in the room. You see that there's this big bear thing
I
over
would
you.
lash out, try to get free. Yeah, as much as I can, just find an exit or a corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get
So
away from everyone.
you are fighting, and you see, this werebear and Gob, who should not be alive by any means, but it's that same thing you saw with the Wolf King, where flesh just starts to knit itself back together, and like wounds that should have killed him are just coming back. And you see, like, in the middle of this fight, Min takes one of these necklaces off, like that's strung with fangs and beads and teeth, and kind of like throws it over Gob's head. And Gob, like a calm kind of comes over you, and you feel yourself. Yeah. Suddenly, you're back. You know these people around you. You're in so much pain, and you feel so strange. But you have kind of control over your faculties again. And, so in the room, we have this tableau here, like you sitting up. This creature you don't recognize because you were not conscious when this werebear was here helping you. And Inga is currently fighting with something in a sack on the ground, and there is just red sprayed around you. What's going on?
What the fuck happened?
At this moment, as he's like kind of getting back to it, Veronica will literally misty step past the werebear and just grab Gob and just like hold him like into her, and she's like sobbing, and there's just blood everywhere, and she's just kind of like a bumbling mess, like trying to talk to him, but he understands nothing of what she's saying, and she's just like holding on to like his head, and he's like pressed up against the blood. There's like blood everywhere, and he's like, what's going on? And I was like,
Just a little limp,
right.
pale toddler body.
Oh.
Min is like kind of pushed out of the way.
It's me just like appearing in front of him, like, no, it's mine.
Well, someone should probably incinerate that, Min says and points at the bag. Inga, this thing is strong too. It is like kicking, and you see like you hear a as like a little like baby nail kind of scrapes against the bag and cuts through.
Yeah, no, she immediately casts she'll cast like a guiding bolt at it and just incinerate it with radiant fire.
Yeah. I think
Don't
with
find
that
a kitty
energy
cat.
and just like you hear and like a popping sound, and this thing
Ooh.
this thing is gone. And
What happens to a toad that gets hit by lightning?
yeah, and both Dazan and
Same
Velian in the corner of the room, and all the kobolds are just like, what the fuck? Like in the corner against the stone-shaped door. What the fuck?
I'm pretty sure we're all like that at this point. Like, we're all just like,
Yeah, and Min kind of is like sort of waiting, you feel like, for everybody to settle down as they're patiently kind of fold their paws.
Yeah, I'm just clutching Veronica. I just like, scared, still shaking, pale, drawn.
it's okay. We'll talk about it in a minute. Just, I'm just happy that you're here.
Minerva's just like wringing the bag in her hands, and there's no tears in her eyes, but her jaw is clenched so hard. Like if one single tear dared to fall, she'd suck that shit back in.
Dared to fall.
And she just like looks over and she's like, don't suffocate your brother.
Oh. 'Confused. Yeah, so the Min sort of takes a big bear sigh. That takes a really long time as her lungs fill up and says, "Well, I'm glad I got to you when I did. Um, Gob is your name?" She kind of addresses you. And you're
Yeah.
starting to feel like better by the second. Your body is like repairing itself
Ooh.
as this is happening.
Yeah. I'm Gob. Hurkenstone. Who are you?
Oh, you can call me Min, but
Min.
I smelled you and came to investigate. It's not often that somebody is bitten by a Lugaroo and survives this long.
A what?
That's our gob.
A Lugaboo?
Um,
Electric Boogaloo.
she kind of
Electric, that's all I heard. I was like, oh god.
It's like, what do you know of lycanthropy, of werewolves? I suppose you would say.
Kid stories. Inga told me about a little bit. It sounds made up to me. I don't know if I believe it.
I told you, not made up. You don't believe me? Here you are.
Yes,
Again.
I should say I am one such creature.
Oh,
I, like you, at some point was bitten by something, and some call it a curse that has been transferred onto you. My friend, you are cursed now.
oh.
And what you were bitten by is no ordinary werewolf or creature. It is something much worse, something not easily disposed of, I'm afraid to say. There is no magic in this world that can ever fix what happened to you.
Am I gonna die?
Well, no, quite the opposite.
Oh, okay.
Well, conditionally. That charm that I put around your neck, as long as you wear that, you will maintain your faculties. It suppresses a lot of the evil that comes with this position, but also you will never quite be the same. When I was
Yeah, I feel a
bitten,
little different.
I didn't have a choice, but some in my life have asked for this curse, this gift, to be extended to them. I've doled it out very carefully, but I'm sorry to say what happened to you is nothing like that. If you ever take that charm off, you will lose yourself. I got to you quickly enough, but if you take that off, you will become a mindless beast that needs to eat everything around it, consume it to destruction. Do you understand?
Are you fucking with me?
I am.
Come on.
And she kind of looks around the room, like at everyone, like, is he joking? I don't really know him.
He's
that well.
very serious.
Veronica will like
Oh.
whack Gob on top of the head. Like, no,
Hey.
of course he's not joking.
All right.
No.
That sounds like a lot. A magic necklace, huh?
Well, on the bright side, it
Okay.
did save you from that thing that was growing in you. There are some benefits.
Oh, this is a lot.
I
Excuse me for rudeness, but this is a lot.
Yes,
Oh.
I wish I could help more, but I have to go now.
Oh.
Um,
Well, if it's not a joke, thank you very much.
it is
I
not.
appreciate it.
It's not a joke. You can never take that necklace off. Do you understand me? That's not a joke. You will not
Michael the
die.
eyebrows a little bit.
You will be worse than dead. You will consume everyone around you, your friends.
just for just so I know. Let me roll an inside check just
Sure.
so Gob
Yeah.
mechanically.
To see if God believes it or not. You got punked.
Right.
We were
Here
all
are the
in on it,
cameras. Like,
dude.
yeah.
Is it
We
my
just traveled
birthday?
through the snow for like a week straight just
Shit.
to like play this prank on you.
You got a 15.
Oral was in on it too.
Oh my god.
Oh my
This
God.
endless winter, it was all part of the joke, bro.
Got
All the
a
Like,
players
party
believes.
winter.
Oh man, he got a 15. I think the
Yeah.
gravity starts to set in a little bit, and he's like, ooh.
Yeah. So essentially, what this necklace does, it doesn't give you full lycanthropy. So you're not going to have the full benefits of it, which also means that you don't have the penalties, especially because Lugaroo lycanthropy, which was introduced in the new Vinricton's Guide to Ravenloft, is like way fucking worse than just
great.
normal lycanthropy.
mm.
And that is what you fought. The Wolf King was a Lugaroo.
Cool.
So you're not going to have the full benefits of lycanthropy. You're not also going to have to transform or change. But we're kind of meeting somewhere in the middle. So we're representing that with Joe. Do you want to talk about the what's happened to your
Yeah.
character?
So yeah, Celeste and I came to a nice balance. I'm gonna kind of spec my character a little bit. Gob is gonna be part barbarian, Path of the Beast, and part Battlemaster fighter. So embracing the instincts, the power of nature, and doggy wolfness.
I imagine this changes your
Wolfgar paw.
your appearance a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
too. Is there what do you look like now, out of curiosity?
Wolverine.
So yeah,
He
you know,
just gets the chops, like that's
They
it.
just
That's
suddenly
all.
they
he's
grow.
naturally a pretty hairy guy already, but you know, that beard just creeps up. You know, the eyebrows get thicker, fuller. Some ears that you know, they kind of get a little bigger, wider, and yeah, his eyes change from, you know, that deep brown to that bright, you know, lambent amber color that wolves take on, and you know, teeth get a little bit sharper, and yeah, just overall crank the hairy knob, you know, a couple more
Wow,
notches higher.
worst. That is the worst phrase you could have ever used.
No, that's good.
Excuse
That's
me,
a good
everybody.
Oh my
representation.
god. I'm here
You
for
are
it.
not excused.
Right.
think
Live
Teen
with
Wolf with Michael J. Fox, and you're getting pretty close as a
I'm here
toddler.
for it.
Yeah.
So like after like as you guys are kind of having a conversation, Veronica is casting prestidigitation to like clean up like some of the blood, and the moment that you stop talking, she'll like kind of grab your face, look you in the eye, and just like kiss you super deeply.
Oh man,
Teen Wolf.
yeah. Gob goes for it, and I think partway through the kiss, you start hearing a thump 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 thump.
Just like the
And
foot going.
there's a tail that's slapping against the bench.
Oh my
that he's
god, you have a
sitting on.
tail now! Ah!
He's a happy boy.
Oh my god.
And Min says,
Minerva is
just
standing behind you guys, like
careful.
horrified. She's like, "My babies." I just said your bro. Oh, this is.
It's
Oh.
okay, Minerva.
And Min says, yes, but don't, no biting.
Don't even bring that up, ma'am.
Madam.
Please, there are children present.
And Min kind of, raises her goggle, lowers them down, like sunglasses, Matthew McConaughey, and is like, well, like I said, I have to go, but you're going to be in
Gotta
safe
go.
hands now with the Worm Doom Crag clan. They're good people. They'll take care of you. But never take that necklace off, or we'll have to come get you, Gob Hokenstone.
Thank you, Min. I appreciate it.
All of you, she kind of flicks some blood off of her fur. I'll take that, if you don't like the smoldering remains. And she's like, oh, throw it into a volcano or
Inga will
something.
gladly give it.
Just don't eat it. That's weird.
No,
Oh, volcano sounds
would like
nice
to
right about now.
destroy this completely and entirely. It's an abomination. In all forms and shapes. So she takes like the bag and could you and like points at the stone shape door.
Oh, Inga goes like, "Oh yes, I'm sorry." She will stone shape the door back open.
And as you drop the door, you see there are like 20 Goliaths that have like shoved themselves in the hall, like with the noise and the yelling, and are just staring at everything happening. And Min just sort of, excuse me, pardon me, and pushes past them with this bag.
Giant ass bear.
Right, just like, get the fuck out of my way. Like, everyone's like, ah!
And as the Worm Doom Crag clan is staring at you and this whole scene is unfolded, I think this is a pretty good place to end for the evening. So there we are.
There we are. That happened, yeah.
That was a lot.
I was not ready for that.
I was here for all of it.
Yeah.
Like...
Oh, so hard to sit on that secret. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, some secrets, nice. Some, wow.
Wow.
Horrible.
Was
Your secret was also that you had friends, but just in a worse way.
Yeah. You had
On
really
the
close
inside,
friends.
Like, oh, too close.
was that thing the same kind of thing from the one shot that we did?
No,
With
so this was a
No.
slad tadpole. So whenever
Okay.
you find a slad and they land a critical hit, there's a chance that they implant a tadpole in you.
Don't like that.
That's just in the monster manual. That's
Don't
just
like that
there.
at
That's just a
all.
thing that exists.
It's just there to ruin days.
So that one shot we did, I made up that thing because I made the alien from Alien.
Okay.
Literally, that's what I was like. This
Cool.
is starting to
Yeah,
be so
it's
much
hilarious.
xenomorph. Ridiculous. I was like, I will be Sigourney Weaver, just like flamethrower from nowhere.
Well,
It's fine.
Yes. Well, thank you everybody so much for hanging out. Wonderful time. Again, earning those content warnings. I have been your dungeon master, Celeste Gonowich.
And I'm Joe. I am your newly fledged beastie barbarian, Gob Herkenstone.
My name's Katie, and I play Minerva Tinkerbobble, a very confused grandma.
Oh no.
Sweet. The build that you're going to was my original build for Kara, pretty much. Except probably different barbarian class, but barbarian and the battlemaster fighter, good shit. Oh yeah,
Chef's kiss.
can testify. But I am Sage, and I have been your tadpole snatching druid, Inga.
And I'm Vincent, your kind of sad, love-struck, bloody kissing hexblade warlock, Veronica Carnell.
I fucking love it. Blood
It was so
exploding.
good.
We had a chest explode and our hearts explode. This episode.
Aww.
Yeah, well, we're running a little bit late, but I'm gonna say, hey, if you like Venture Maidens, please do make sure to follow us on social media everywhere. If you really like what we're doing, we have a Patreon. Check out the Venture Maidens on Patreon. We post awesome coloring book pages that Katie makes. We have a whole other fucking show that Sage DMs and runs. Sage, do you want to tell the folks about Rising Hunger real quick?
Oh yeah, we are having our penultimate episode of the campaign this Friday at 7 p.m. PDT, where we will be having some potentially, if we get into it, some potentially whole like global scale combat, where with some
Holy
new
shit.
mechanics added in for them as they control their armies that they have collected to summon for this sort of final showdown where we are crashing a wedding because we do it in style here at Venture Maidens.
Hell yeah.
Here for it.
Hell yeah. And V, we have some awesome updates for Vincent's Emporiums. Tell the people.
Oh, yes. So, Vincentorium's Wondrous Emporium, we've got some new magical items up to tantalize your taste buds. Our next story for Fury Regalia will be out within the next week. We also are doing an event. So, since July is my birthday month, every single week, anyone who signs up for our email list we'll be going through randomly selecting some people and sending them out some goodies, some t-shirts, some totes, just some stuff to like show our appreciation for everybody who signs up for it. So yeah, going over, take a peek. We've got full illustrations, effects. There's downloadable content for each one of these magical items as well. And good luck to you on winning some Vincentorium goodies.
Hell yeah. And
Oh, yeah.
Katie, you got to tell the people about what's going on with Venture Zine.
Ooh.
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, you think you're muted.
Now I'll tell you
every
guys.
time.
Yay!
I
Every
left you in
time, Pesh.
anticipation. Anyway, so yeah, speaking of our Patreon, today is the last day for you to up your pledge or make a pledge for the $5 to $10 tier. If you pledge at $10 or $5, you'll get a digital copy of our 40-page zine, which has all sorts of good Venture Maidens content that we put together for you guys. It's hilarious, it's insightful, it's creative, it's
Kind of
fantastic.
sexy too.
I
Looks like
wrote
this
a
one.
choose your own adventure.
Yeah, which is
I wrote-
also kind of sexy. I wrote a dirty fanfic. So,
Oh,
I wrote demigod sex Mad Libs.
so it's
Very
it's a
sexy,
very
Matt.
horny zine.
We're all
but
horny.
also,
no one's mad about it at
also
all.
a bunch of new magic items you can drop into your game and quizzes to figure out, what your magical major should be. All kinds of awesome stuff. So
Variety
good
show.
shit. Good shit.
Mhm.
And Joe, talk about your stuff. Where can people go to check out all the beautiful dice you make all the time?
Oh yeah. So yeah, you can check out my website. It's RPG Dice, dyce.com, or you can find me on Twitter, RPG_dice, and see all the cool stuff I make, and just cranking them out for the old Venture Maidens Kickstarter sets, but yeah, posting all sorts of good stuff. So check it out.
All right, kids. Well, you all are fucking great, and we can't wait to see you again in 2 weeks' time. So on the wait. Oh man, it's going to be actually 3 weeks' time because on the 14th we're going to be back with the Venture Maidens Campaign 2 debut. So shit.
Oh man!
So shit,
oh,
guys.
man.
That's
So
next
excited.
time to
Oh.
stream. So damn. All right. Well, fuck. Stay tuned for that. That's gonna be a fucking great. And then we'll see you the week after that. So until then, everybody. Stay frosty. We almost did it. You guys are great. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everybody.